In this video, we will create a card which displays the basic information of a recipe such as image, name, the time it takes to prepare the dish, and also it displays the associated tag. When I hover the mouse on the card, it displays two icons. When I click on the info icon, it displays more information using a group focus. And when I click on the right icon, it takes me to the full recipe page. And the data is coming from an Airtable database. We have a lot of ground to cover. Let's get started. Alright, let's start by creating a new reusable element. I will name it card UI. I'll keep the width 275 and height to be 300. I will add a group to it. I want to keep a margin of 10 pixels on the right and 10 pixels on the right, and also bottom and top. So I will adjust the size of this group accordingly. So I'll make it 255 and I will make this 280. I'll right click, I'll center it horizontally, I'll center it vertically. So you can see that we have 10 pixels on all the sides. I will name the group as main. I will drag and drop an image here, image holder here. I'll keep the width to 255. I'll center it horizontally. Although it is a good practice to have a 1/3 ratio between the image and the content, but in this case I'm going to make it almost half. So I'll keep it at 133. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep it at this size right now. And one more thing, I will make the group fixed width. I don't want this card to shrink and increase in size according to the page width, but rather I want to make it fixed width. It depends on your use case how you want it to be done, but for this case I'll choose it as fixed width. For time being, I will upload an image. I'll probably choose this one. All right. Now it is time to add the text elements here. So before I do that, I'll grab one more group. I'll grab a text element. I'll drag and drop it here. I'll stretch it all the way. Alright, so this is just a temporary text that I will replace with a dynamic text coming from the Airtable. Now I want to use the Lato font, and since it's the name, the heading, right? So I would use the font size to be 18, and I'll make it bold, and I'll also make it make the text center vertically. The size of the text is 18 and the line spacing between them is 1. So if I want 2 lines here, I would choose 36 to be the size of this the text element. So I will make sure this is 37, so just in case I'll just make it 38. Alright, now I need one more text box here for the time it takes to cook the recipe. Okay, I'll choose the font size to be 14. Yeah, that is fine for me. And the size, I will probably make it 15, and I'll center the text vertically. So I don't need this whole group to be this big. Let me stretch it all the way, and I'll reduce the size of that group. Now here we want to display the tag. So I'll grab one more group, or I can do it in the same group, but I just want to create one more group here. For tags, we need special CSS elements that are not supported by the Bubble platform inbuilt. Okay, so for that I will extend the capability with the HTML element. So let me make it a little big here. Let me delete this. I'll make this group a little big here. I'll drag and drop an HTML element here. I'll stretch it all the way. All right. So this part we will come back to it. I will not touch this part. So for now I'll say tags. Okay, this is where we will put tags. And yeah, this is the main page that we have, the main group. This is the main group where uh, before we hover our mouse, all this content will be shown. Okay, so let's get the uh, backend. Okay, let's get the data from the backend and fill it with real data. And also we will do one more thing is I will create a new page, and I'll add this card there, so so that we can test this in real time how it looks. Okay, so let me create a new page. I'll just say test card UI. And after we have created that reuse UI, it will be available here in the reusable elements section. So we named it as card UI, right? So I'll drop it here. I'll just center it here, center it horizontally. So let me preview. All right, there is not much styling here. Also, there is no border here. Okay, let's give it some border so that it is visible. All right. I'll go back to the card. The card is card UI. What I'll do is I'll select the outer part, the card itself, and I will choose a border here. Not really. Let's not. I'll just give it a shadow. Okay, I'll give it a outset. I'll keep it as is. Okay, I'll keep it as is. I'll probably make it 50%. If you want a different shade of shadow, you can choose the color here. I'll keep it at default. Let me refresh. Yeah, you can see this nice little shadow. Yeah, if you want, I will not style it too much. You can do it in your time. So yeah, let's move on and talk about the Airtable data and how we can get and display it here. All right, this is our Airtable database. Okay, I have the workspace called food, and I have a table here which is named as recipes. Okay, so I have a name of the recipe. I have some tags, whether it's a vegan meal or a gluten-free or keto, something like that. Then I have the duration here. It is in the minutes. The duration is in minutes. Then I have put some benefits over here. So for example, this one helps boost your mind. Yeah, something like that. And then the actual recipe, the link to the recipe. Then we have image here. Okay. Yeah. So let's get started and integrate this Airtable into our Bubble application. To consume the data from Bubble, we need a special plugin from Airtable. So if you look at this tab, plugins, I'll go to plugins. I will I'll click on add plugins. I'll search for Airtable. It will take some time to load up. Yeah, so there we go. So I'll click on install. it is installed. I'll say done. So after you install, you will get an option here, Airtable, inside the installed plugins. So here I'll click on add another account. So now here I need to name it something. Okay, I'll say food was my workspace. Okay, maybe I'll name it food blog or something like that. Then I need an API key. So this you can get from the Airtable website. Okay, let's get that. So I'll move to the Airtable website. So I'll click on the avatar here, the account icon. Then I'll go to account. So under overview, account overview, you will have this API key. Okay, personal API key. So I will click and copy this one. Yeah. I will paste this here in the API key section. Okay, and I'll click on add another table. So here the base is food. Okay, I had two workspaces. I'll choose the one where I have the recipes table. Okay, I will choose the recipes table, and if you want to add and modify the existing records, you can choose these options. And if you want to delete the existing records in Airtable, you can choose this also. But for now I will just choose use as data. I just want to display the data that is there in Airtable to the bubble applications that we are creating, and I'll click on initialize. And you can map the data types from Airtable to the bubble data types here. To me this looks okay. I'll just click on save. In your case, if you have different data types, you may need to map them accordingly. So I'll go back to design, and here I will choose for the group, I'll say the type of content, the recipes. You can see already the recipes is coming from the Airtable integration that we did. The outer UI card has now the type of content as recipes. So I'll select the group, the main group. Again here, the type of content will be recipes. The data sources will be parent groups recipes. Remember the parent group is the UI card, right? The card UI. Then now we want the image. Okay, I'll clear this default image. I'll click on insert dynamic data. Again, I'll say parent groups recipes. I'll select the image. All right. I'll say stretch so that if we have a higher resolution image, it will occupy this overall space. Otherwise, if we said rescale it according to the resolution of the image, this space might rescale. We don't want that to happen. Now let's get the name of the recipe here. So I'll delete this. I'll say insert dynamic data, parent groups thing. Okay, so you see here it is getting me parents group thing. I want okay, let's add it in the group first. Okay, so I can't select the group here. So what I'll do, I'll go to the bottom. I'll say select parent. Group B is the parent of both the name and the other smaller text. Okay, I'll go to the group, this one. So here I will again choose the recipes as the type of content. Then now you see parent groups recipes. Okay, so now if you go here to the heading, so now it is turned into parent groups recipe. I'll click on more. I'll say name. All right, then this one is the time or the duration. So parent group recipes duration. Okay, so this we will visit, we will do this later. So let's check if the data is coming. Okay, so it won't work for now. Yeah, Yeah, so everything is gone. So now we have not selected the data source yet. Okay, we have chosen the type of data that will come here. Okay, but the actual data type, the actual data source, we have not yet chosen. So that we will not do it in the reusable element, but rather we will do it in the actual page. So I will go to the test card UI. This is where I have placed this reusable element. Now I will give it a data source. I'll double click. I'll go to the data source. Yeah, so it is an external API, correct? The Airtable is an external API. So I'll choose get data from external API. I'll choose the Airtable recipes. I'll say close. Okay. So now let's look at it. Okay, we still don't see the data, so we still have something missing. Mm. Okay, so what is missing is so this is a table. Okay, we have multiple rows in Airtable, but now here we have only one card, and the data source that we gave is the Airtable recipes. So which row should be displayed, right? We have not specified that. So what I'll do, I will say first item. Okay, so now here on the main card here I have chosen first element, and when the reusable element, it will take the data from the first row and it will derive the data and display it on the card. So let's refresh. There you go, we have the data here. Okay, so for this one I will probably append some text. I would want to write minutes maybe. Okay, so how I can do that is I'll go back to the card UI. So after this, okay, this is the data. So I'll say append the duration. I'll click on more. Okay, probably I'll add some arbitrary text here. Okay, I'll add arbitrary text. I'll probably give a space here. I'll say minutes. Close. Let's go back and refresh. There you go. We have the data coming from the Airtable database. Let's now look at the tags. Yeah, let me switch the screen. If you look at here, the tag keto or the tag vegan or gluten free has a background with colored pink, right? So if we want to get, this is called an HTML chip. If you look it up, it is called the HTML chip. All right, so if you want to make this from bubble, it is not possible, so we have to play around with CSS a bit here. Okay, let's get to it. Before we get to the CSS and the styling, let's get the data populated from the table. So this is an HTML element. So here we have a static text. So instead of that, I need to insert the data here. So I'll choose insert dynamic data. Okay, it is saying parent groups thing. So I think there is a group. Okay, let's go to the group. It is in the group C. Okay, so now I will select recipes, data sources, parent groups recipes. All right, so now I'll go to the HTML element. Now you can see parent groups recipes. I'll select tags. Okay, yeah, so let's see how it looks. All right, I'll go to the test card UI and I'll say preview. So yeah, the keto is coming now. Yeah, so let's style this tag with CSS. Okay, To apply style, I'll click here. I'll just go back. Okay, I will have to open a style tag and enter the data, enter the CSS between these two tags. Okay, so I'll just copy and paste the CSS. I'll keep the CSS data in the uh, description below. You can copy it. Okay, so now that we have the CSS, so I need to apply this tag and span to the actual data, right? So what I'll do, I'll open a div tag here. I'll give a class a name. I'll open a span. All right, and I'll get this thing. Let me here. I'll click and I'll say insert data, parent group recipes tags. Okay. Yeah, let's see if it works. It works. But one problem we have is we only have one tag here. Okay, so let's get a an item with two tags. Okay, if it works. So what I'll do, I'll go to the test card UI page. Here we have chosen the first item. So instead I'll say last item. Now see, ideally it should break the after every tag we have to break it, and it should have its own separate background. So this trick I actually learned from Greg, from Bandcamp, I think Buildcamp, right? So from him I learned that trick. So I'll just use that. So here after the span, okay, after I get the tags here, now I'll just delete this. Join with. Okay, I'll end the span and I'll again open the span. I'll click outside more. I'll say capitalize words. Okay, so what it basically does is, if you look up the definition of join with, okay, it takes all the tags, and so the next tag will be returned, and it will capitalize with the first letter, okay, and it will return that word. So it will do it for rest of the tags that are coming. So it's basically a list. If you look, the tags is a list. So each item of that list will be joined to the whole span. Okay, it will be there as a span. Now if I refresh this, so now you can see a separate body, separate background for each of these tags. So this is done. Now the next part is the overlay and these two icons. I will create, so this is, I'll go to the elements tree and I'll check. This is the group main. This actually holds all the elements. So the dimensions are 255 and 280. So I'll create one more group of this size, and yeah, let's hide this for now, and I'll drag a group. It was 255, 280. Let's center this horizontally, center this vertically. Okay, so here I can place the element, the two buttons, the two icons. Okay, so before that, let me uh, add a background here. So this is the color I'm using. I'll make it about 85 opacity. Okay, I have selected cardio. That is the wrong one. Let me undo this. All right. This is the group T. Okay, let's call it overlay. Okay, so for this one, instead of white, I'll copy the X. I'll keep the opacity to 85. All right, so let's have a look if we have some change here. Okay, so now it basically covers, but what we want to do is the overlay should come only when I hover the mouse, not at the default, not by default. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, I'll go to the overlay group. First of all, we need to make it invisible when the page is first loaded. Okay, then I need to add a condition here. So when the card UI is hovered, this element, uh, the group overlay, okay, this element should be visible. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, it is already working. Now we need to add two buttons here. So if you look at this particular button, info, right? If I click on it, it gives me a group focus. It gives me a window, like a group, which displays more information about the recipe. So I'm using the same. I can use this same icon or the group focus with icon at with different cards also, right? So that's what I'll try to make this as a reusable element. So I will create a new reusable element. I'll name it info icon. The dimensions will be pretty small here. I'll keep 25 by 25. I'll put a icon. I'll make this 25 by 25. I'll center it vertically, center it horizontally. Now I'll add a group focus. We have a group focus here. Okay, I will choose the reference element as the icon A. Okay, yeah, so I want it to be on the left side, not on the right side, so I'll give it offset here, minus 100. Okay, let's give 20 more, 10 more. Okay, it looks decent, so you can adjust the size properly. Here on the group focus, I will add a group. All right. The type of content will be again recipes. Data source is parent groups thing. So first I need to choose here type of content recipes parent group things. Okay, so here I need to first get it here. Type of content recipes. All right, parent groups recipes. So now I'll have one text element. I'll move it all the way. Keep it more info. All right, I'll not style it too much here. I'll underline this. Here I need one more text element. This will be parent group elements benefit. Okay, here we will display the benefits of that particular recipe. Now we need to place this icon onto the overlay. So I'll move to the card UI. I will come to the group main. I'll hide this. I'll make it visible. So here I will take the newly created info icon. Okay, I'll place it here. Okay, let's first test this one. I'll make it center horizontally, center vertically. I will not do the other button. You can take that as an exercise. You can either make that as a reusable element, or you can simply just create a new button. A new button, yeah. If you create a button, usually what happens is if you click, it will be reloaded within the same browser window. And if you create a link, you can open a new tab. I would prefer a link because it will take you to a new tab. So now this one, again, this should be only visible when the page is when the mouse is hovered. So by default I'll make it invisible, and I will put a condition here. When the card UI is hovered, this element is visible. I'll check it. All right, let's refresh and check. Okay, and here it is not clickable. Okay, so we should display when we click on this, we should create a workflow that will trigger the group focus. Okay, so now before we do that, let's give this a change the icon. Okay, the reusable element is info icon, so instead of this I will choose probably this one. All right, I'll keep it black. So now when this is clicked, okay, when the icon is clicked, it'll start a workflow. element actions, show. I'll show the group focus recipes. All right, now let's refresh. Okay, but the benefits information is not coming. Okay, let's see why that is happening. And also let's remove the background color from the icon. I'll remove the default styling. Icon color is fine, so there is a background color. I'll make it none. All right, now now we have so we have to assign the data here also on the card UI. Make it info icon. So here I need to assign the data, the data source parents thing. Let me choose that. Also to the group. Okay, so now it should be correct. So let's refresh and check. All right, if I click, it gives me the information. So I will stop the tutorial here. I think I have we have covered a lot of the things here, and I have left some things for the exercise. And also you can work on your styling a little bit. Maybe you want to try out different colors. Yeah, try to remove the background and all that. So yeah, so I will leave it here. If you have any questions, please do comment below. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. So thanks a lot and see you in the next video.